In the game of loans, you either win or you learn. Welcome to the game of loans, where fortunes are forged and empires are built. Your hosts, lords of lending and wholesaling, are here to guide you through the realm of real estate and wealth building. Brace yourselves, cash flow is coming. Episode 25, Game of Loans. I have with me my trusty sidekick, Manuel Gonzamonte. Del Monte, who knows what his name is? It changes with the wind.
So another roasting episode right here.
All right, let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
So I get a lot of questions ever since I did that reel about land banking, right? So there's always been, which is the truth, I probably get 3-4 questions a week just based on
land banking
or raw land, what to do with raw land,
okay,
right? And I try to tell people, if the raw land is usable, meaning if it has some current use today, like RV park, you could put RV park on there, or storage or different things, then I wouldn't just bank it. I would cash flow it at the same time as banking it,
right?
As long as it doesn't destroy the value
of the property,
right? But what ends up also happening is I think a lot of people don't have the necessary funds to maybe convert whatever it is to, let's say, an RV park, or they don't know how much the cost is, or glamping, or things like that, right? So what I try to tell them is, you don't really need to go out there and just go fucking gangbusters, from the beginning, right? So even if, let's say, you want to do an RV park, go with whatever it is in your budget, right? So let's say, they could go get a HELOC on their property, right? And everyone comes to me and they're like, oh, I own the property, but would you lend money if I wanted to go build some fucking crazy thing, right? And I try to tell them, no, that's, I'm a private money lender, but I can't lend on unique properties, right? I'm not the fucking guy you're going to go to for your boutique hotel or, for your RV park, or no, you come to me when I want to build a fucking 4 homes, or I want to fix and flip, or I need a straight bridge on a regular property. So I tried to explain to them that they can get financing from different sources. It could be a HELOC on the property that they currently own. It could be a second mortgage. Or if they even qualify, they could go out and get a business loan. They could get an SBA loan if they put a good business plan together.
Right.
I think they could borrow up to $50,000 or $80,000 on a quick fucking SBA loan, real quick as well. So I think if they do their research, they could get their money on that, and they could move and build into something. There could be something there while they're land banking. Right. Again, as long as it doesn't
devalue the
property, right?
Which you want the property to gain value. You want to lose value or stay neutral, because why are you investing the money in the first place?
Well, you don't want it to stay neutral. You want it the whole point of land banking is to have it gain value, right?
Correct.
Or they'll say, I'm buying land in some bumfuck fucking place, right? What do you think? I'm like, no. If you're gonna buy it and it's in the middle of fucking nowhere, New Mexico, no, it's not. That's not fucking land banking. I think people misunderstand that, right? If you're not buying it next to a major MSA, meaning next to a major market, right, where you think that market is going to expand into where you're buying. What do I mean? Like, Nashville is the center, right? And you have offshoot markets that went fucking crazy. Columbia, Laverne, fucking Franklin went berserk. Brentwood. But leave those high-end places out of it. Mount Juliet,
Mount
right?
Juliet.
Where you are, Madison.
Dixon,
right? So I think people started land banking there because they knew as people are coming in, right? But if you're gonna land banking and buying, I get those questions. I'm gonna be land banking. I'm getting this land for $5,000 in the middle of fucking nowhere. No, that's not. It's not gonna be worth shit.
Now, something that I saw, and I wanted to talk to you about it, which broke my paradigms. Like, I'm questioning now on how far you can stretch what you just said. You know where the Patagonia is, right?
Yeah.
It's in Chile.
Mm-hmm.
I think Argentina has some of it. And they have built this massive 5-star hotel in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There is nothing around there.
Yeah.
There is not mountains. They have pumas. They have these animals and stuff. And for you to get there, you even have to walk a long walk. I think this is what the guy said. And it blew my mind because around it, there's no civilization, just that hotel.
But I have something to tell you about that. If you have money to build a massive fucking hotel, guess what you have money for as well?
Anything else?
Also to market the fucking thing. Right?
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The guy that's buying fucking bullshit land for $3,000, 10 acres in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
That guy's got no money to be able to really do anything. That's what I'm trying to say is, if you're looking to land bank, then you have to land bank, buy the fucking land where you're projecting growth, right? In the middle of nowhere, you're not projecting shit. So I'm not also saying not to buy land in the middle of fucking nowhere, to your point right now, right? What I'm saying is, if you're going to buy fucking land in the middle of nowhere,
don't expect the growth,
have a forethought that you're talking about. Well, what the fuck am I going to do with this thing?
I see.
Because it's never going to. I'm not land banking it.
Right.
I'm just land without the fucking banking. I'm just landing.
And now you have to add value somehow.
Yeah, I'm just landing.
Right.
I just buy a fucking piece of land. I just land. There's no banking. It's missing the fucking bank part.
You're just landing.
I'm just landing. I'm landing. No banking. You're missing the fucking point. It's land, fucking banking. Land banking, meaning increase in value.
Let me tell you something.
What did fucking Cody Sanchez do, right? She ended up landing, right?
And just
with the fucking thought of, I just bought this piece of shit land in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. And now she's going to add value.
She's going to add crazy value.
Massive value.
She's going to put up some, I don't even know what the fuck she's going to do. You know she's going to do something.
Yeah.
But she also has the money that she's going to advertise the living shit out of that land.
100%. Now, I want to give you a different example. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate, but I'm starting to see these things pop up.
Yeah.
There is one guy that he built a house, literally, bro, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
The land is not that special. It has some hills and stuff. And he built this, what you call like a mirror house.
Yeah.
Where on the outside, it just looked like a mirror.
But then you could see everything.
From the inside.
Right.
And this guy built the house for himself.
Yeah.
For him to work from there, from with Starlake and whatever. And he documented the process on Instagram. Again, the power of social media. And everybody was asking him, hey, how can I book this? How can I rent this place? So he opened the place for rent in Airbnb, VRBO, and guessed what happened the first 9 hours of it being open.
He got booked up for the year.
For the first 3 months, nothing available.
I don't believe him.
You don't think so?
I'm not saying he didn't. I think it's bullshit that he did it just to live there. I think it's a fucking lie. I've seen what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not saying it's bad. I think he's trying to tell a story that's going to make it sound interesting.
You think he built that just for
he built it for an investment.
For investment.
Yeah. And he had the whole idea that he's going to do this, but he was smart enough to be able to document it and know exactly what's going to happen.
Tell a story about it.
And tell the story about it. Know that people are going to want to stay where that story is. And it's an experience. And he's fucking smart enough to market it.
Right.
That's the piece that's going to be missing for a lot of people.
Right.
And I'm not saying that they can't do it, but they have to be prepared. Everything is marketing.
100%.
Everything is marketing, man. Everything is marketing. Even you as a person, everything is just marketing. It's how am I marketing myself, right? Everything is fucking marketing. So you could put up on the opposite. I know plenty of people that have built beautiful fucking homes that are sitting there staring at each other because they don't know how to market the fucking property, right? There's more people fucked than what you're talking about that are successful
on the other side.
In that side. I know more people destroyed right now in places like Gatlinburg, sitting there fucking stroking themselves, fucked, right? But they don't know they don't know the marketing portion of it, right? And that's the key. So yeah, you could land, fuck the bank, but what is it that you're looking to do? If you're just looking to buy land in the middle of nowhere, no. I always tell them, no, what are you doing? No. Or they're trying to do something crazy, right? In the middle of somewhere. This guy reached out to me. He wants to build a boutique hotel in a shitty fucking neighborhood of Detroit. I'm like, dude, no, that's not. You're not going to attract people in, a quarter mile off a fucking 8 Mile. It's just not going to happen. You're getting it for cheap for a reason.
Yeah.
You could be hopeful, and I don't mean to shoot people down, but you also have to be realistic. And I think a lot of people, when I start talking about glamping, I think they start becoming unrealistic, and I don't want that message. I want the message to be, I'm not shooting you down, but what I'm trying to tell you is be realistic. Understand that there has to be follow through. I could build the most beautiful fucking thing, right? If I don't market it correctly, it's fucked.
100%.
I could build not such a beautiful thing, like that fucking shitty thing. The guy has a shitty house. We did a reel on it. He just put this, spent $800 on a fucking bed that rolls out.
But it's well marketed.
I know.
It's incredibly
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from that.
Yeah.
But you know how many people I know that are building way better than that shit? They're putting up domes and shit like that in the middle of different places that are beautiful that are not getting that because they don't understand that it's the power of marketing.
Listen, when you talk about business, it does not matter how good your product is.
Yep.
It does not matter. If you don't have distribution, you have nothing.
You have nothing.
What does Walmart has? Distribution. You put a product there and it's going to sell. If they take it, it's going to sell.
Yep.
So
Costco, same thing.
Same thing.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, the new oil, let's start by eras. The beginning was farming. If you were a farmer, cotton, and you had slaves, you were totally rich.
Yep.
Filthy rich.
Yep.
That was the thing.
Yep.
Then we move into the oil era because of automotive and all that. If you had land and you found oil in your land, what happens to you?
You fucking suck it rich.
You did it.
Unless you came across Rockefeller and he destroyed your ass.
He destroyed your ass,
All right.
But what is the new oil? What is the new oil? Is attention. Is marketing. If you have an audience, you have an oil well. Now, what's the problem with marketing and social media is that very few people make it. Sadly, you either need to have the most smart people behind you, or you need to have a good team and have some good talent that will allow you to go viral every now and then. So having a page with a lot of followers, engaged followers, is literally an oil well. You decide what do you want to do with that oil. You want to do plastic, you want to sell it for gasoline, you want to, whatever it is that you want to do. So sadly, people think that just by buying land, like you said, landing in the middle of fucking nowhere.
No banking. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And that they're just going to build something semi-cute that the place is going to get filled up by itself.
Yeah. I wish they were building something semi-cute. They're just talking about sitting on a fucking thing.
So the thing is that if you want to do well with this type of project, if you want to land and build something in it, remember that's just the beginning of it. The difficult part is how are you going to market? How are you going to make people know about this?
And that's the hard part.
That is the hard part.
Listen, a lot of people don't realize you brought my attention to something, right? I used to look at some of these accounts, be like, God damn, this motherfucker has 250,000 followers, right? And then you would always tell me, yeah, but what's the engagement, right? And I would look and I'd see, they don't have any engagement.
1,000 views.
1,000 views or 500 views, or I'm like, damn, this is fucking crazy.
Yep.
So what ends up happening is, because a lot of people think with their eyes instead of their brains, right? And the thing is, you can't fake it till you make it, But at that point, you have to deliver something to attract these fucking people, right? You have to deliver. You have to deliver, right?
Correct.
And that's not easy, right?
It's not easy.
And it's a lot of people. Then they want to be fucking social media rock stars, right? And social media, no.
Yeah.
That shit takes time. It takes knowledge, and you have to figure out what your niche is, right? If you don't fucking figure that out. And you're just spitting shit out all over the place. I want to talk about everything. And, I'm not going to talk about this guy because I like him. But there's one of these social media guys, which I'll show you afterwards. The guy's talking about real estate. Then he's giving marital advice. Then he's trashing on women. Then he's, you know what I'm saying? Don't, this is the bad type of woman. Motherfucker, stay in your lane.
Right.
If you're in real estate, I could probably out-talk anybody in anything. Honestly. I'm not patting myself. I'm so worldly. I read so many fucking different things from 5 a.m. till midnight. I'm fucking reading. I absorb stuff, right? So I could talk about anything you want. But we don't do that on my podcast or what we're doing.
Your content now.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not sitting here and saying, "Oh, let's talk about real estate." Oh, by the way, let me give you some marital advice.
Yeah.
I started. My audience would be like, "What the fuck's wrong with this guy?"
This is not what I came for.
This is not what I want. This is not the dude. Maybe I could fucking talk politics better than everybody else. I probably should have did that first, right? I don't fucking know. I probably would have been famous talking about politics, 100%. Trashing on people, right? But that's not my lane. It's not where I make my money. I'm not a fucking politician. I'm not looking to go on Fox News. I'm not looking to do any of that stuff. So that's the other thing. With anything is pick your lane. I'm going and make a decision. Be decisive. I want a land bank. Okay, motherfucker. If you want a land bank, understand what land banking is.
Learn the game.
Learn the game, and then understand. Land banking is not, I'm going to buy something in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of fucking Iowa, where there's fucking nothing. Congratulations.
You just landed.
You just landed. You missed the biggest part. Congrats. You have a piece of shit land you bought that's going to have nothing to do. Now, come back to me with, but, however, my plan is, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
It's 2 seconds off the fucking highway. There's nothing around this motherfucking highway. I'm going to put storage. Or I'm going to put a rest stop because the fucking truckers. The truckers are going to come out and there's going to be a fucking rest stop. Tell me something. Don't fucking come to me.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Here's what I think people are always looking. You know what the shiny object syndrome is?
Yep.
So people always see real estate and they think it's the best thing ever. It's cute. It's like anything else. It's like you have to put in your time.
100%.
You have to learn the game.
Yeah.
But what happens after you learn the game and the rules of the games? You have to get on the court. And in the court, it's not that you're going to immediately perform.
Nope.
It's going to take you a couple of games that you will have to sit on the bench, that you'll only get 5 minutes of game time. And then you start becoming good. Something I want to talk about what you said that I think you hit it on the head with the content stuff. Yeah, you just started content maybe a year and 7 months ago?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
But how long have you been in real estate?
35 years.
Okay.
A long time.
So what do these people want to do? They want to come into social media with no background.
Nothing.
No experience
Which
whatsoever.
some of them do.
Some of them do. And do well. But
they don't even do it well. They do it well because people are dumb. Here, let me explain something to you. When some asshole on social media is telling you about a real estate trend, what's up with that real estate trend?
It's already gone.
It's done.
That's it.
It's finished.
Spent.
If fucking this asshole's telling you about it, it's past already.
Yeah.
You know how many, bro. You remember that one we did with the cities where they're bringing high yielding. I just gave it for information. Do you know how many messages I get bashing those cities? I tell them, this is for your information. If you don't want to go to a bad neighborhood, I'm not telling you to do it. But if you have the balls to do it, this is the information.
Right.
Oh, but this one, I go, you're giving your fucking opinion. I'm fucking stating you facts. These are the fucking cities by consensus. The census reports are coming out. These are statistics, right? Statistics. Not fucking some bullshit I pulled out from the air.
It's not your opinion,
Or I have they'll be like, well, you're in real estate. So what? Of course you're going to say this. Yeah, I control these fucking markets. I have so much, and I want to sell my properties to you. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You have some
interest in them.
I have some interest. And I tell them, what's my interest in telling you this? I'm just trying to explain to you. If you want to get into the B markets,
right.
I'm not promoting it.
These are the cities.
These people trashing on the cities. Fuck you, I wouldn't step into that. I'm like...
You're trying to help and you're getting all this hate.
It's okay. Did I tell you to go to this market? I told you if you want.
Right.
These are the markets that are giving the highest returns.
You want to know something funny? That video has like 125,000 views.
Yeah.
So a lot of people got good value from it. The thing is that some of them will just come and attack for whatever reason.
People just want to attack.
Yeah.
And I tell them, the thing is, I'm a kid of the 80s. I'm not sitting back and taking shit from somebody. I'm just not. You're going to fucking say something dumb. You're going to make a dumb comment. I'm hitting you back. It's just me, right?
Right.
And my wife, sometimes she goes, I feel bad. I go, don't feel bad. This guy didn't have to make a negative comment on my post. Why? I don't make negative comments on anyone's post. Meanwhile, I fuck 98% of the shit I watch on real estate. I start cringing. I want to be like, this is crazy. I can't believe these assholes are giving this advice. Worse, other assholes are buying into it as if this guy is a fucking real estate expert.
Right.
Meanwhile, the guy's never sold real estate. How about this? It would shock you to know. Some of these idiots that are out there, and I know for a fact, that are pushing all this mortgage knowledge. You know who I'm talking about? Those two assholes, right? That I fucking trash on all the time, right?
I mean, now they're going to know because you're going
to
find a video.
Okay. It's okay. Those two assholes weren't even successful loan officers. They were barely fucking writing loans. Here I am. I have fucking closed and sold over $10 billion worth of loans. Forget about how much real estate I fucking pushed in my lifetime, right? And here are these two assholes, right, who are dispensing mortgage knowledge. Meanwhile, they don't know shit from Chiola. They've never lived through anything to give this sort of advice that they're giving. And people are buying into that shit. Like, but I give them credit. Now they're successful because people are going to them for refinances and shit like that. But it drives me crazy. Like some of the stuff that I see with these experts and stuff like that. Experts, they don't know anything.
They don't.
So be careful. Be careful who you're following. Be careful whose advice you're listening to. And a lot of people take this shit. Another one. I'll give you another one. Do I shit on short-term rental?
You shit on everything.
I don't shit on everything. I don't really shit on short-term rental.
Short-term rental, you shit on it all the time.
I don't shit on it.
Airbnb and stuff like that?
What do I say about Airbnb? I don't shit on Airbnb.
Oh, you say that basically you need to have like a unique idea.
A unique idea.
Right. But you also say that it's shit.
Because currently, in this current market, it's shit. You're overpaying for a property that you shouldn't be overpaying for.
It's again,
what did we just talk about before, right? What did we say? If you know about it, motherfucker, it's already too late.
It's already too late.
If people are telling you to do something, it's already too fucking late. Go and find something that's fresh if you're going to spend your time and energy on. Really, go speak to the experts to see what is the current trend. What's really fucking happening? Because if you have these assholes on social media telling you that it's hot, it's already, the real guys, the real experts, the real estate guys are already out of it. They're already fucking figuring out, how am I going to get out of this fucking thing?
Completely. So, yeah, the cow has already been milked.
It's done. The cow's already been milked.
Completely.
Something,
the name of your company, what is it?
Investor Funding.
Investor Funding. So something peculiar about you guys that I learned on a business trip that we did when we went to Orlando, that I picked on it that I hadn't picked up before, and I think this is interesting to talk about. the guy was asking you, hey, I have this project. I already have a private lender, but I'm looking to do business with somebody else because these people are slow and blah, blah, blah. And one of the things you guys do have is that you're fast as hell, originating the loans. But something that struck me was, and we were talking about land, was that you guys also lend money on the land.
Only if they're building on the land.
Only if they're building on the land. Yeah, but that is not common.
No.
At least for what I heard from that guy.
No.
I might be mistaken.
It's common and not common. Some people would say absolutely not. You have to cover the land, and then we'll give you the money to build.
Okay.
Right?
But what do you guys say?
It's a good question. There might be an opportunity where, depending on who it is, we'll give the money and say, here's the money for the horizontal.
It's development.
The development, and promise us that we're going to give, we'll have the vertical. Okay? But more than likely, we want to make sure that we'll give some money for the horizontal and to purchase the land, some money for the horizontal, but most of the money for the vertical.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But the purchase of the land is included in that.
I think that's fantastic, man.
Listen, it's great. I think ground up construction is great. That's something we should talk about.
Yeah,
let's talk about ground up construction.
Let's do it.
Because I get a lot of questions about ground up construction.
Everybody wants to do it. Everybody wants to do it. Something else.
I want to ask you a question because this is important.
Go ahead.
I'm going to forget. Do you remember when you did your first flip? What you told me?
Yeah.
What did you tell me?
I don't want to ever do that again.
You said I'm never going to fucking do this thing. It fucked you up.
Yeah.
60 ways sideways, right?
Completely.
You didn't know where you were coming or going, right?
Yep.
Now, I get so many inquiries about people not even wanting to fix and flip, something fucking vanilla, right? Mm-hmm. About, I want to build, and I want to build, they're not even saying I want to build like a 1 unit. They want to go gung-ho into something really large, right? And what the biggest thing that they don't realize is even the minor fix and flip that you had, right? Because that wasn't major. It wasn't like you were knocking on walls and fucking increasing square footages and stuff, were you?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so then you get to talk about that, right? But on the fix and flip, how much of a headache was that to do that?
On the fix and flip side?
Yeah.
It was a big headache.
It was a big fucking nightmare.
It was.
Now, I tried to explain to people like, hey, I understand you want to go build fucking 10 units, right? But you've never done it before. I'm not going to lend you the money to learn on my dollar and your own dollar, because no matter what, let's say you're going to have to invest $500,000, $600,000. Oh, well, I'm raising the money. Oh, so you're going to fucking put everybody else at risk. So you're not really at risk, right? You're going to go raise $500,000, $600,000 from your friends and your family, so you're going to be in for $50,000. Meanwhile, every other asshole is in for another $50,000. Here's your $500,000, and I'm the idiot that's going to give you $2.5 million, right?
Exactly, right.
What they don't understand is, I explain to them, and they get mad. I go, why don't you take a partner that understands ground up construction, that understands the problems that come with building ground up construction, so that at least you're mitigating what could possibly go wrong. And people actually imagine that. They actually get upset when I tell them this, which always blows my mind. Like, I'm giving you fucking sound advice. And that's something to know. I will not give money to somebody who has no experience. And what do you think their next thing is that they tell me when I tell them, you have no experience, I'm not going to do it? What do you think they tell me?
I have watched YouTube videos.
Maybe. Some of them actually say, I've taken classes or courses.
Okay.
The others will say, well, I have a great GC. General contractor.
Right.
What's the problem with that?
There's a lot of
You're a
problems.
very smart person.
There's a lot of problems.
But what's the most major problem with that?
No, I don't know.
The GC is not fucking tied into the game.
He has no skin.
No skin. And he can walk away at any given time. And if you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you're completely reliant on that GC, so you have a great GC. What does that mean to me?
That's your lifeline.
Then you're done.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, if you've never done it before, you've never been through it, right? Then I'm sorry. It's,
Yeah. Yeah. The one of the things that I was going to tell you is I don't think you talk enough about your company, and you should be proud of what you have built. Because number one, it's a very complex business, and you are funding very complex deals.
yeah.
You're not funding, I'm just going to fix and flip. Well, you are doing fix and flips, but most of the time you're ground up construction, right? Like big projects, luxury houses, which I think is super complicated.
Mid-swing construction projects.
What is that?
When people run out of money or they want to change their lenders.
Yeah.
We did one for Mike.
For Mike.
The guy was 3/4 done, went to a bank. The bank basically ran out of money. People don't realize banks run out of money. Scary fucking thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we went in mid-construction. I think we're the only ones that actually do mid-construction. I don't know too many people that do.
Wow. So wait, let's explain mid-construction. Explain the concept well. This is what I understand by it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Mid-construction means I am building a project. Mm-hmm. The bank doesn't want to give me any more money. I haven't finished a project or can't give me any more money for whatever reason. And I'm mid-construction. I haven't finished my project, and I have some due dates of pre-sales and whatever. And then I go to you and I say, Steve, look, this is the project. This is what I have. This is my note with the bank. Can you lend me the rest of the money? Mm-hmm. Is that what it is?
Well, no, I would have to refinance the whole thing.
So you will take the bank completely away?
Yeah, I never take second positions. I don't ever do that. So I'd have to pay off the bank for whatever you already borrowed from the bank to finish the project. Mm-hmm. But I underwrite those deals very stringently for obvious reasons.
Yep.
So I want to know that it wasn't this guy's fault.
I see. How can you find that?
It's hard. I go line by line. If I see, he said, hey, these are the line by line, and then I got stuck here, the bank ran out of money, then I'll do research to make sure the bank really ran out of money. Or more than bank ran out of money, some of them, they're just getting slow played. Like some of my competition runs out of money, right? And what they'll do is the guy will come in for $150,000 worth of legitimate work that he did, and then they'll say, no, this is only $50,000 worth of work. Right?
I see.
Because they don't have the money to give him the whole $150,000. They run out of money.
Yeah.
Right? That's more often than the bank actually running out of money. Or they'll wait 2 weeks to give them, or 3 weeks, and these guys are suffocating. They need the money to be able to finish the project on time.
Yeah, I know what that feels like.
Because the clock runs on that money, and when they're not getting it, they get choked out. So that is more than likely. Or sometimes the project will stall for different reasons, and somebody wants to buy that. That's even riskier, right? We'll entertain those, but very rarely. So it means you start the work, you run out. But the risk is, when I'm buying somebody else's work, I don't know what type of work that they really did.
No.
And if they did a good job, if they didn't do a good job, those become riskier.
So quality control becomes an issue.
Yes. But for me, I already know which one of my competitors are running out of money usually, right? We know. And how do we usually know? We'll get calls from like 5 people in a week. Hey, we want to refinance, XYZ company has our note, and we already know what the story is. They just, if I have 5 guys, and I'll tell them, hey, I spoke to 3 other people, 3 other builders, and they're telling me the same fucking thing. So don't feel bad. It's not you.
Right.
We'll refinance you out. Mike's guy.
You did that with him.
Because I knew the guy that he had to know that with ran out of money.
So it was a no-brainer for you.
It was a no-brainer. I just want to make sure it's not the builder's fault.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct. So something that I find cool about your skill set, and it's something that I always thought is fucking fantastic, that I think I even thought of making, if I have boys, making them do that, because I think you're so protected. You studied law. That's fucking genius in the business you're in.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't really need to get a degree for learning the real estate game. You don't really need to.
No.
You can learn it by experience and by, working in the field long enough. And it's not really required for you to have a degree on it. But you going for law school, I think is fucking genius. Because you can look into these contracts and you can digest them. You know what they're talking about. You know the
for the most part,
the law lingo. I know you have lawyers working for you, but
say,
being versatile in it.
In law, you know what they say.
What do they say?
If you represent yourself, you have a fool for a client.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it helps. Look, I'll tell you, it's been 3 weeks of lawsuits and shit like that. I mean, that's what you get. The larger you get, the more exposed you are.
100%.
Right?
No matter what.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's not your fault or not your fault. It doesn't matter. You're just going to catch lawsuits, and people are going to come after you for things. And but what ends up happening when you're a lawyer and you get sued and you read the complaint, you're kind of more prepared for what's real and what's not real, and then your lawyers can't really fuck with you either. And you know who's a good lawyer and who's not a good lawyer by the type of answers they're giving you. And you'd be shocked. For me, I love my top attorney. I love her because she's always adverse to fighting. You would think the opposite, right? Oh, I would need a pit bull as a fucking lawyer. No, you don't need a fucking pit bull. You want a pit bull, you're always going to be fighting and you're going to lose money.
Constantly.
And it's legally speaking, it's not a matter of right or wrong, right? You could be right as much as you want. It depends on your fucking opponent. Like, if the government's coming after you, you're fucking done. Sing till you're purple in the fucking face. It doesn't make a fucking difference. I'll give you an example. I had a very good friend of mine, and he had a complaint from the government with a fine that was placed on it, and he was in the stock business. He calls me up. He goes, these motherfuckers, this bullshit, this and that. I said, Charlie, how much is it? It's 200 and I don't remember, 275. I said, cut him a check for 375
and be done.
Say, just in case you fucked up, here's an extra $100,000, and I'm sorry. Okay? Doesn't do that. Fuck them. They can fuck themselves. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, he was making good money. Okay. Lo and behold, he's out of business within 36 months. Millions of fucking dollars down on legal fees. Why? Went to an attorney. And how do the attorneys make money? It's a business.
Prolonging the thing.
And telling the guy, yeah, we got this. We'll fight. You should fight this. Fight this fucking thing. Right? And who made money throughout the whole thing? The fucking lawyers made all the money.
And the government at the end.
Oh, of course the government did. The government's not losing, man. They have unlimited amounts.
Yeah, resources.
So now, there are other people who have unlimited amounts of resources. There are big corporations who have unlimited amounts of resources. So you've got to pick, and when it comes to legal battles, you got to pick the battle that you think you're going to. Again, I tell people, they get emotionally involved. I'm not wrong. I'm right. Fuck them. No. If you're going up against somebody with deep pockets, shut the fuck up. Figure out how to get rid of this fucking thing as soon as possible. Right? Even if you're fucking right. That's it. That's the only advice I'll give people is settle. Settle. You're right. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make a difference. What's the difference? What are you trying to prove?
Yeah.
You want to make the attorney rich? No problem. Go fucking fight every time you've been right.
Yeah. This is a basic. I don't know if you know who Robert Greene is. He wrote the book 48 Laws of Power.
Yes, I've read that book.
And one of the laws is, if you know you're gonna lose, don't fight.
Yep.
Put your tail between your legs.
Yep.
Run away. Get in
Yep.
the bush. Get stronger. Come back. But don't fight if you're gonna lose. Like just do whatever you have to do to avoid it.
Only times, man, honestly, even the guys that I know I could destroy because I have more gunpowder than they do, I just try to settle. I really do. It's like, and unfortunately, look, in the past 3 weeks, we've had situations like that where we know we're right, but the guys we're fighting, it's not worth the fight. It's just not worth it. So you take the lick and you take the wound and you move on to the next thing.
Now, at what point do you draw the line? Because if not, everybody can come
At some
at you.
point, you have to make an example of people too, right? I'm not saying go there, lay like a little bitch and fucking let him abuse you. No. Have your attorney go and say, hey, this is why we're right. This is why we're going to fight, and this is why we're not going to give you what you're asking for $10 million. Absolutely fucking not. If you're really coming after this, then fuck it. We're going all out.
Right.
You want to scrap? We're going to scrap. If this is just a nuance to you, and we can help and we can meet somewhere, let's settle this and move on to the fucking next thing because it doesn't make sense for us to go.
Right.
Right. We never lead out with oh sorry, we're gonna come strong, we're gonna posture like a fucking lion, but in the back of your mind you're like,
you just want to be done with it,
and that's a sign of a good attorney is to be chirping in your ear and say, we don't want to litigate this, man. I've done the research on this law firm and this law firm is for real, and you know what, it's okay, Allison, how much is it going to cost us? We go to war with these guys. It's going to cost you over $1 million. You ready to do it? No. Could we get rid of them for $250? Yeah. Okay. What am I going to pay? Fucking over $1 million to prove I'm wrong? Right? No, I'm not.
Yeah. Bottom line, it doesn't
ego.
make sense.
Ego gets involved in it. I'll give you another one. I have a friend of mine who was another partner who was also an attorney, going through a divorce. 3 years into the divorce, still nothing settled, right? So I'm sitting down with him. I actually ran into him. You'll never believe it. I have a stop on a flight, right? And he had a stop. And I'm walking by, and I see him, and I'm like, oh shit. So we sit down, we're talking, unexpectedly, and he's all upset. I'm going through this divorce. I'm like, dude, you're 3 years in. Yeah, but my attorney and this, that. I sat there and I said to him, I said, you went to law school, man. I said, all the money that you're talking about, you're capable of, you're going to make it back. B, you're just every fucking time you're going in for these conferences, you're cutting a check to your attorney, C, you have kids. This is money you should be saving for your children instead of giving it. You're handing the fucking money to your attorney's fucking kids at this point. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Lo and behold, obviously the conversation was more complex than that, right? But within 15 minutes, the next day he called me. He goes, I settled with my wife. Thank you so much.
And that's it.
Thank you for setting me straight.
Yeah.
Because it comes down to, and I told him, I said, you're absolutely right. You're right. With everything you have said to me, you're right. But you're fighting and you're spending money because of your ego to prove at the end of the day that you were right. But you're just spending this money that should have gone to your kids. It's going to go, whether it's going to go to her, think about it. It's going to your right hand, from your right hand to your kids, or it's going to go from left hand to your kids. Obviously, I prefaced it. Is she a good mother? The best mother. She just was a shitty wife. Yes. Okay. But if she's the fucking best mother, you're telling me. I'm not telling you that she's the best mother. It's going from your left hand to your right hand to your kids.
Right.
Because if she's a good mother, she's not going to shit that money away. She's thinking about your kids at the end of the day. And you guys are fighting, and it's all egos. And those attorneys are sitting there circling around like motherfucking
Making
sharks.
so much money, yeah.
Like sharks. Oh, fuck that bitch. Oh, fuck him. He's a fucking bastard cheater. Oh, fuck her. She cheated with your best friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
So,
but back to business.
Yeah.
Business is the same thing. Business is also about ego. You know, somebody was telling me, you know, what do you do when there's losses? And I think we even talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest thing I've learned over the years is with business, when I see losses coming now, I just cut my losses. Fucking right away. I'll take it on the fucking chin. I'm not spending good money to chase bad money. Because every time I spend good money to chase bad money, I just end up losing that money too.
repeat that.
I do not spend good money to chase bad money. Because when I do, I end up losing good money as well.
I love that. Now explain it.
It means it's almost like gambling. Have you ever gone to the casino and they say don't chase your losses, right?
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna double and triple.
In trading, it's called revenge trading.
It's called revenge trading. You're right. So what ends up happening is when you're chasing the money you've lost, you're gonna also get emotionally involved, and you're gonna make really bad decisions, and you're gonna talk yourself into a situation that's not real.
So give me an example on real estate, for example. Give me an example of that. Yeah, on real estate.
I'm going to give them an example of our real estate.
Okay.
We got into a market that was insolvent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We didn't know that. We also got into a market where most of the sales were in the lower end market.
Lower end.
Low end, meaning affordable housing. We ended up buying the most expensive house for people hoping that people are going to move there. We got bad information, right? Mm-hmm. And we, although the home even appraised, I'm going to tell you again, although we were right.
That's a great example.
Right? Although we're right, we got an appraisal. The home is worth that.
Yeah.
But you want to really know what the home is worth?
What the market is
What the market is telling you it's worth. Mm-hmm. Right? So now we could sit there and say, well, it's going to come back. It's the most famous words I've ever heard in my life. Mm-hmm. It just so happens I'm 50-50 on that. I think when rates come down, it can come back. But my philosophy has always been, let me just get what the market tells me. Not put any more energy behind this, lick my fucking wounds. And so, but some people are like, well, 5 fucking years later, don't you see? And I've had this happen in different markets. 5 years later, this shit shot up. I'm not fucking staying in some shit fucking 5 years.
For pennies.
I don't have the time or the mental fortitude to have that fucking lingering on the side for fucking 5 years. I'll just take the loss. And I tell myself, and I think I've told you this, the way I look at everything is like sports, right? Ex-athlete, I equate everything to athletics. Right now, it's the 6th month. We're in the 7th month, right? Well, yes. Correct? Or are we going to the 8th? We're 8th month, right?
8th month, yeah.
8th month. So we're a little bit past the halfway mark. But we're somewhere in the 3rd quarter, right? We still have 5 months, 4 months to go. And what we need to do is cut a line and say, hey, game's not over. I still have 5 months to go, and everything I've lost and I've gained, I'm going to tally at the end of the fucking year. Because if I sit there and I harp on all my losses, then I'm just going to feel like a loser the whole time. My calculation has to come. When you're self-employed, your calculation comes December 31st. That's when the game's finished for that year. December 31st. How'd we do, motherfucker? Well, we lost $3 million, but we made $4 million here. So we're net, what? $1 million.
$1 million.
Did we lose? No. We're still up. And I think that's one of my biggest superpowers is being able to do that. To take losses, to take hits, move on, put it behind me, and just think about new ways to make money.
You know what's crazy? Today I posted something on social media literally talking about that. And I said that the number one reason why I think people fail at entrepreneurship, real estate, or anything that is not a W-2 or employment is because the moment that loss comes, and it's going to come.
It's going to come.
No matter what you do.
No matter what you do.
Depending on how you react will determine your future as an entrepreneur.
Yep.
And most people, you know how they react?
98% of people.
You know how they react?
Fold.
Immediately.
Immediately.
And they're like, I don't know why I did this. I'm going to go back to unemployment. This is too hard. Fuck this. I lost this amount of money. But they don't see that the upside is on the other side of building that character and those skills.
Once you get a taste for the other side, you can never be a slave anymore in the system.
There's no way.
And what people don't realize, when they're getting that W-2 check, they become a slave to the system.
Immediately.
And I'll tell you, I was on my way, and my father pulled me out.
Really?
Yeah, and I was young. And every week I was getting paid, every week, And then he's like, nope.
Wow, your dad did that.
You cannot depend on this. This is the easiest way.
Drug.
Is the easiest drug to fucking make sure that you're never going to be the guy that owns the company. You're always going to be working for that motherfucker.
Now I have a question for you. You have 2 boys.
Yeah.
Most likely they're going to be entrepreneurs too.
I hope so, yeah.
I mean, look
and
at
my
you.
daughter.
Yeah, and your daughter too.
Yep.
And your daughter too.
Yep.
And they're brilliant, all of them. Now, you know better than I do that in entrepreneurship, talent doesn't mean shit.
Nope.
So what can you tell the audience, and what will you tell your boys or Raquel, your daughter, when they experience the first fail, because they haven't tasted the other side?
So the
how
good
do
thing
you
is,
keep going?
well, I tell my kids all the time. I explain to them how many losses I've taken. I tell them. I explain to them every time, all the time. The other thing is, I drill them like my dad drilled me. Like, my middle guy, he wants to be a veterinarian, right? I don't tell him, oh, yeah, it's a great job. You can make $150,000 a year, being a vet. No, you know what I tell him? When you get out of fucking veterinarian school, you're gonna work for a hospital. When you get out, I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna lend you the money. I'll be partners with you on the first hospital. 50-50. 50 me, 50 you.
You're already planting the seed.
Already. He goes, okay, Dad. And then I said, we're not going to stop there. Then you're going to buy me out if you can. If not, keep me into the first deal. Take your money, buy another one. And then you know what you're going to do? You're going to go borrow more money. You're going to buy another one. And then you're going to get 10, 15, 20 fucking veterinarian hospitals. Then you're going to sell them. You're going to be crazy rich and then go play with fucking horses your whole life if you want. That's it. Right?
I love that. But here's my question. When somebody's trying to learn how to ride a bike, I already know how to ride a bike, right? And they're trying to learn. How can you tell somebody to stay at it when they haven't experienced how cool it is to ride a bike? You know what I mean? So how can you tell an entrepreneur, hey, yes, you can go back to the W-2, you'll be safe, or you can stay here, keep getting hit on the chin and everywhere, but the upside is great. Like, how can people find something to say, I need to stay in this game? You know what I mean? Because most people don't get to experience that win. Like, how do you convince yourself? How do you convince other people, hey, this is the way?
You can never convince other people. And it's not your job to convince other people, except your own children. Your own children are the only other people you need to convince. Because what I tell my own boys is, and my daughter, is that your dad and your mom, especially your dad, is the only man in your life that's going to want you to do better than he
does, yeah.
That's it. There is going to be no other man on the fucking planet that's going to want that. And so when I tell you something, you listen to me because my interests are aligned with your interests.
I think yours are higher than theirs at some point.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, and it's just a matter of, my father always said, you're never going to work for anyone. You're always going to own the company. It was never, you better make sure you go to college and then go get a job at fucking Goldman Sachs. And then when you go to Goldman Sachs, they're going to put you through, get your MBA. It was never that path. It was always, I didn't want to. I could have gotten out of law school and started making money right away.
Immediately.
Right? Immediately.
Especially in that time when you were.
Yeah. And my dad said, I'm not going to give you the money to start a company unless you go to law school. And I fought him. I mean, it was straight up like, no, you don't know. You're keeping me 3 years, this and that. And I'm like, Dad, but when I get out of law school, I'll be 26. He said, one day you're going to laugh at that statement. So and I didn't believe him. Because here I am, a 22-year-old psychopath, crazy kid, ready to fucking,
take on the world.
My friends, you have to understand, I grew up in New York. At that time, my friends were already working for the Stratton Oakmonts of the world, right? And the Continentals, you guys don't know, those are other companies. And they're driving Ferraris and wearing gold watches. And, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, I could do that in the mortgage business. Fuck these motherfuckers. They're not smarter than me. They don't work harder than me. I could do that. And he really said, he goes, one day you're going to laugh at that statement. Yeah. And I laughed. Yeah. Now I'm like, I can't even believe, but that was my belief system.
Yeah.
To me, 3 years was a long fucking time back then. Wow. Right? I mean, when you're younger, 3 years is fucking long, man.
It's a lot.
And there's a big difference
it's
between
10% of your life.
Yeah. 10% of your fucking
Until
life.
That point.
Right.
Yeah.
Up to that point.
Yeah.
But then, he's like, when you get out, there's going to be money waiting, and you could do whatever the fuck you want.
Wow.
And that was it.
And
it was the greatest thing I did. And when I went to law school, it was such a mental challenge. It really was. And I need that in my life. I need to challenge myself.
I think you do.
Whatever it is.
I feel like any entrepreneur does. The moment things get easy and complacent is usually when bad things happen.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you said that. I had the opposite in my household.
Really?
So my dad is an entrepreneur, always has been. Sometimes he has been successful, sometimes no. Now he is. And they both wanted me to go to college and find a good job. Even when I disobeyed their advice of stay in the country, don't go to the United States, and I sold everything I had and came up with $600. The ticket was $400, and I had $200 in my pocket, and I came by myself to this country with no fucking body, no English, no nothing. Even then, they told me when I was here, find a good job. They never told me, hey,
good for you,
be an entrepreneur.
Good for you.
But you know what happened to me, bro? I consider myself fucking unemployable.
Right.
I told my wife yesterday, we were talking about this. This has been a very hard month for us. Like hard in many ways. And I was telling her, sometimes in my entrepreneurship career, I wish at least I had the option to be employable. So I can at least make money and breathe. But for me, it was either I swim in this pool or I fucking die. I had no options because I have no skills that you can employ me for. My skills are generalized skills for businesses because I know a little bit of every aspect, and I can put people in places. But if you put me in a role in a company, I'm not a specialized guy. So I'm not employable in any way. And I cannot do with monotony. I cannot do the same shit every day. It will kill me. And I've tried. So for me, it was either be an entrepreneur or go live in the jungle, with fucking monkeys and figure out what you want to do. So it's funny how your dad was from the beginning, hey, this is the path and you're never going to have a job. Like, I love that. And I love the fact that you're doing it to your kids. Like, you have no idea, bro, why you're doing it to your kids.
I think you want to know, I think a lot of it also has to do, my father always said, you always have to be uber educated, but always be an entrepreneur. And, I come from a war-torn revolutionary country, right? And they took everything from my father. What they couldn't take from my dad was everything in his brain. And my father would always say, I lost everything, but they couldn't grab, right? And the reason that he always instilled us being entrepreneurs was also for that. To learn that, God forbid, you have to fucking leave this country also. You have to have the skills to know how to build a business anywhere else that you end.
Wow. Your dad was very wise.
Right? Because that's what ended up happening with him. And very educated guy. My father's one of the smartest people I know. Top 3. Right? And I know some smart people. He's top 3. So my grandfather's probably number 1. He was the smartest dude. But what they couldn't take from him, and they took everything, man. They beat him. They did everything. They couldn't just take that shit in his brain. And that was the goal. It was be uber educated and learn how to create a business, because learning how to create a business transfers anywhere you go in the world, right? You've been there, you've done it, and when they take it away from you, you know how to bring it up again. And I've lost businesses over and over again. Maybe I didn't change countries, but I've been to many points in my life where I didn't know how I'm going to feed my kids, right? And you know, people say, well, how did you survive that mentally? I just remember my father did it, right? And I've lived through it as a kid, and it's okay. I'm here, and I survived, and I just didn't let myself get broken, which is the most important thing. You don't give yourself another option, right? That's the other thing. A lot of people go into entrepreneurship with option B, and that's why they fail. Because if you have option B dangling on the left
teasing you
side of your fucking brain, saying, well, if this doesn't work,
I'm here for you.
I'm here for you, baby. I'll hold you.
Oh yeah.
Right? You're fucked. The guys that I know that make it, when that voice comes here, they fucking stick a knife in its throat. Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, there's
right?
no other option.
Fuck you. There is no. It's just option A.
Yeah.
It's go home. We'll go big or go home. It's fucking, I'm all in. I am all motherfucking in. And that's what happens. Like, people are like, why are people in real estate? Why do they fail so much? Because this business must suck. Half of them are in because they're only 25% in.
Yeah.
Even if you look at real estate agents, who are the most successful real estate agents?
The ones that's the only thing they do.
This is the ones that are 150% in, not 100% in, right? It's almost like I coach football, right? And I tell the kids, you know, when you're tackling, don't go tackle where they are. You got to go through the motherfucker. You got to tackle through them. Same thing with business. If I want to get from point A to point B, right? I'm looking at fucking point C. I'm going through point B.
Correct. Just to clarify, you don't have a job as a coach.
No,
you just coach for your kid.
Yeah, I volunteer my son in football, right?
Yep.
But that's the same thing with life, right? So when I teach them, when I'm blocking, I don't want to block the guy. I want to block through the guy. But same thing with business. I'm never thinking, I want to get here. Oh, you're going to get here, your whole fucking thing. You're never going to get to that place. It's very difficult to get to that place.
So there's an analogy that I used, and I made up, by the way, so you can quote me on this one. It's impossible to swim with half of your body outside the pool.
True.
It's impossible. For you to swim and float, you have to be completely inside the water. Yeah, you can keep your head out so you can breathe, but you have to be in it.
Yep.
You cannot run with half of your body in the water, nor you can swim. So decide. You want to run or you want to swim?
Yeah.
It's one of the two.
It's pick a side, right? It's like the road.
Yep.
Right? Pick the right side or pick the left side. If you stand in the middle, what's going to happen?
You're going to get crashed.
You're going to run over.
Yeah.
You're going to get run over. That's the worst fucking thing you could do. You're going to get hit.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. So, but that is the fucking formula for failure, is this option B lingering
teasing
here.
You. Yeah.
And because then you're not all in. If you have option B lingering somewhere, you're not in. You're just not in.
Yeah.
You're not into it.
Yeah.
You know, and that is why 99.99% of the people that have option B lingering that fail. That's why, you know, how many, you were in real estate, you ran a real estate office. Mm-hmm. How many of your salespeople were full-time?
32%.
32%, right? So now, you have 32% that were full-time, right? Out of that 32%, only a handful of them probably they were all in, and they had this special, I have the fucking ass to go out there and work, right?
Yep. It's what you're saying is true. It was the very little minority that was making all of their income from real estate.
Yeah, but those were the more.
Those were the top producers.
Those were the top producers.
Yeah.
I don't know any part-time realtor that's successful.
That's true.
It doesn't exist.
That's true. That's true.
This was episode number 25. Hope you liked it because we did. Bye. You've been listening to The Game of Loans, where real estate battles are fought and won. Make sure to fortify your defenses by subscribing. Cash flow is coming, and we'll be back next time to help you claim your throne. The war of wealth continues.